Manuel Bianchetti misses his daughter, while a young woman named Christina cannot shake the feeling that she is being watched. Manuel, a police inspector originally from France, is about to be transferred to another city after his scandalous suspension. He is not thrilled about it and would rather just resign, but that is the order from above. Manuel calls his ex-wife, who once again urges him to let go of the past, at least for the sake of their youngest daughter. But Manuel still feels guilty for failing to protect their eldest. Manuel gets along well with his colleague Morqueta, but his relationships with many other colleagues are strained. At times it can even come to blows. Christina works as a nurse. Her colleague, Juan, has been in love with her for a long time, and everyone at the hospital knows it. Christina finds Juan sweet but does not share his feelings. It pains Christina to see women come to the hospital with bruises, lying that they just fell. It is obvious they have been beaten, but women in such situations rarely report it to the police. Every evening Manuel gets drunk at a bar. Returning home intoxicated once again, he runs into Christina in the elevator. She is clearly uncomfortable being in a confined space with a drunk man and is ready to defend herself at any moment. That same night, a garbage truck driver discovers a body. In the morning Christina receives a call from a hidden number, but she does not answer. The parents of the girl whose body was found that night are outraged that the police have done nothing so far. Later through Morqueta, Manuel learns that the girl was only 16. Manuel sees this as a chance for redemption, while Christina continues receiving calls and messages from an unknown number. Her panic grows. The police are powerless to do anything, and the messages from the unknown sender contain no threats, only the sounds of street noise. At the police station, Christina notices Manuel and recognizes him as the man she rode the elevator with the night before. Later, the grieving parents of Clara, the name of the victim, approach Manuel and ask for his help because the police do not care about a Colombian girl. The couple knows that Manuel has also lost a daughter, so they hope he will understand them like no one else. At home, Manuel listens once again to the last voice message from his daughter, in which she said she would be late. But she never came home. The criminal who took Clara's life left no traces. There are no leads for the police. Manuel is not allowed to work the case due to his disciplinary sanction, but the forensic expert makes an exception and agrees to provide Manuel with a copy of the autopsy report. Manuel decides to attend Clara's funeral. The entire family of the unfortunate girl is devastated. Clara's father reveals that she had a boyfriend, Freddy Guzman. However, until the night Clara failed to return home, her father had never met Freddy. When Clara went missing, the young man also took part in the search. All of the girl's relatives understand that they cannot rely on the police. This is not the first case of its kind. Christina takes every possible precaution to protect herself from the unknown stalker. Now she is even afraid to go outside, seeing a potential attacker in every passerby. Manuel goes to the pier where Clara's body was discovered and notices surveillance cameras, but he is denied access to the footage without a warrant. He then decides to look for witnesses, showing Clara's photo to everyone he meets. A group of young people confirms that Freddy was Clara's boyfriend and that they often argued over jealousy. That night, they also had a fight because Clara went to a nightclub without him. Manuel enters the same club. There are so many young women here, and any of them could end up like Clara. Just as Manuel is about to leave, two girls from the group of young people he spoke with earlier approach him. They confess that they were also at the club that night and saw Clara leave with a stylishly dressed man. She was planning to break up with Freddy. The girls only remember that Clara left with the man in a black Jeep. Upon learning that Eugenio has been released from prison, Christina feels unbearable anxiety, which escalates into a panic attack. Could Eugenio be watching her? Freddy is the main suspect in Clara's case and has already been arrested, but Manuel senses something is off and decides to speak with Freddy in his cell. In tears, the young man recounts the same story as Clara's friends. They fought after she decided to go to the club without him. Since Freddy's alibi is weak, there are no witnesses who saw him that night. He remains in custody. Manuel finally succeeds in getting access to the surveillance footage. The recording captures a black Jeep. When Manuel returns home, he is attacked right on the stairs. Christina finds him in this state and offers to treat his wounds. They go to Manuel's apartment. This is the first time they learn each other's names. Clara's family is still mourning her loss. Her father also does not believe that Freddy had anything to do with it. When Manuel mentions the black Jeep, Clara's father tells him that a girl recently came to them with a similar story. The man takes the inspector to that girl, Carmen, who recounts that one day she got a ride from her friend Daniela's boyfriend in his black Jeep. At some point the guy attacked her and did whatever he wanted. It happened in the same place where Clara's body was found. But Clara was less fortunate. Unlike her, Carmen was let go alive. She went to the police but later withdrew her statement after the guy paid her €20,000. The inspector quickly tracks down Hussein, who according to Carmen knows Daniela's ex-boyfriend. At first Hussein denies everything, but he quickly breaks under pressure and gives two names, the brothers Lucas and Abraham Murillo. Hussein doesn't know for sure which of them was Daniela's boyfriend. Manuel finds Carmen's case in the archives. It's not uncommon for victims to withdraw their statements, but not in cases like this. Cristina continues to receive calls and messages, pushing her deeper into panic. Unable to endure it any longer, she calls the police again. The Murillo brothers, Abraham and Lucas, belong to the Golden Youth. Officially they have no criminal records, but everyone knows they are involved in illegal activities. Cristina has no one else to turn to, so she asks Manuel for help. She is certain that Eugenio is stalking her. The nightmare she escaped from years ago is back. Cristina has lost sleep, terrified of when her stalker will finally make his move. Meanwhile, Manuel replays his daughter's last message and gets a call from Cristina. She needs to talk to someone just to calm down. Cristina has no one else in this city. It's only a matter of time before Eugenio comes back to finish what he started. He served 5 years of his 7-year sentence, but all this time Cristina herself lived as if in prison, feeling the inescapability of her fate. Like Manuel, Cristina is not a local. Their conversations quickly turn into a friendship. Manuel volunteers to walk Cristina to and from work from now on. She doesn't even trust Juan as much. Many of Manuel's colleagues already know about his private investigation and believe it won't end well. Perhaps in Clara he sees his own daughter. Manuel contacts a girl named Mari, who like Carmen withdrew her statement. At the same time he begins to follow Lucas and Abraham, tailing their jeep. The brothers meet with someone. When Lucas is left alone in the car, Manuel beats him up and throws him out of the jeep, stealing the vehicle. Manuel asks his colleague Silva to examine the jeep without a warrant. It's illegal, but if traces of the victim's DNA are found inside, they might be able to save dozens of other girls. Manuel knows what this could mean for him if the car turns out to be clean. Lucas has already filed a police report against Manuel for assault. The commissioner doesn't care that Manuel believes Freddy is innocent because on the night of Clara's attack, Lucas was reportedly seen elsewhere. There are supposed witnesses. The commissioner orders Manuel to turn in his badge and gun. He has been suspended without pay. Silva also has doubts about Freddy's guilt, but he fails to convince the commissioner. Manuel refuses to give up and meets with Carmen again, showing her a photo of the brothers. She identifies Lucas, he was the one who attacked her. Manuel cannot allow a dangerous criminal to remain free and continue his rampage. How many more parents will lose their daughters? Manuel goes to the bar where Mari, another victim, works. She also recognizes Lucas in the photo. But Mari refuses to file another police report. Unexpectedly Manuel is attacked, a fight breaks out, spilling from the bar to the outside. But, thanks to his police experience, Manuel fights off the group of attackers and escapes. Due to his injuries, he can barely drive. His phone is broken, so he can't even listen to the daughter's last voice message again. Feeling powerless, Manuel cries. Nevertheless, he picks up Cristina from work as promised. But seeing his condition, she insists that he go to the hospital. Cristina treats his wounds and then takes the wheel herself. The drive home is silent. Cristina stays at his apartment until morning. Manuel tells Cristina that he lost his eldest daughter years ago. He was so consumed by grief that he forgot about his wife and younger daughter. Now he is completely alone. The police never caught the criminal, but Manuel was not ready to give up. However, he went after the wrong man, and took his life. An innocent man. Manuel returns once again to the place where Clara's body was found. Morcada sees him in this state. He has likely dug too deep and crossed the wrong people. It is possible that the attack won't be the last. But Manuel has nothing left to lose. He has already lost what was most precious. It wasn't difficult for Manuel to track down Carmino, one of the men who attacked him. He demands that Carmino tell him who sent him, attracting the attention of Carmino's associates. Realizing he cannot handle them alone, Manuel runs. It is a dangerous neighborhood. The men try to stop him from escaping, but luckily Manuel gets away. Today Manuel couldn't pick up Cristina from work, so she had to take the bus. Walking home from the stop, she feels panic rising rapidly. At some point she breaks into a run. Manuel is arrested for breaking and entering during a fight. But he is also suspected in taking the life of Lucas Murillo, whose body was found at the pier. Last night, someone brutally attacked Lucas, stealing his car with him inside. Abraham is devastated by his brother's death. Manuel is the prime suspect. Silva visits Manuel in his cell, showing him multicolored beads found in Lucas's jeep. No traces of Manuel's DNA were discovered there, so he is released. Manuel immediately realizes that Morcada told Clara's father who was responsible for his daughter's death. And the man, having failed to get any action from the police, decided to take justice into his own hands. Morcada did this because Clara and the other girls deserve justice. Manuel visits Clara's parents. The man has not been arrested yet because only Morcada and Manuel know the truth. Clara's father did what had to be done. At that moment, Abraham, Carmino and his men come to seek revenge on Clara's father. They break into the house, but they are not prepared to face Manuel. During the fight, Manuel takes Abraham's life. Manuel is given back his police badge, but he already knows that it was the commissioner who sent Carmino and his thugs. Manuel no longer wants anything to do with the corrupt police. Silva informs him that traces of Clara's DNA, as well as those of other girls, were found in Lucas and Abraham's Jeep. Manuel calls his ex-wife, and in tears tells her that he was a bad husband and a bad father. The calls and messages from an unknown number to Cristina have stopped, but Manuel still picks her up from work. Suddenly, right before his eyes, Eugenio approaches smiling Cristina from behind and inflicts multiple injuries with a sharp object. Neutralizing the criminal, Manuel lifts wounded Cristina into his arms and carries her to the hospital. Will she survive this fight for her life?